Welcome to Historic Insights. My name is Jerry Shanklapur, and today's topic is Antonio Meucci. Mr. Meucci was an Italian-American inventor, and he invented the telephone. We're going to discuss his life, his times, his accomplishments, and his tragedies. And our resident historical expert is Mr. Ted Misano. Mr. Misano has done some research on Mr. Meucci, and he's going to share that research with us and give us more insight into an overlooked figure who should be really considered in the historical frame of things. Ted, my first question to you is, could you just give me some basic information on Mr. Meucci? What type of person was he? Where was he born? When was he born?
Okay, I can do that. Antonio Meucci was born in a place called San Frediano, which is a suburb of Florence, Italy, April 13, 1808. He died in New York City, October 18, 1889. The kind of person he was a very highly intelligent man with a good background in engineering. He was formally educated in engineering in Florence. Actually, it was the Florence Academy of Fine Arts before going to work in what they called then the Teatro della Pergola as a stage technician, which was a live theater. It's where he met his wife. He worked there until 1835, and his wife's name was Esther. She was a head costume designer, and he worked in that field until he had some political problems in Italy because of the Risorgimento, which was the movement to unite Italy. He was a Mason, which made him considered to be under suspicion, and he had a lot of contacts with revolutionary type people such as Giuseppe Garibaldi and others. He was forced to leave Italy for those reasons because he would have gone to prison, and he had an offer to go to Havana to work in a large theater company there in 1835, and that's where he started his inventions before coming to America, circa 1850. He was an enigmatic character, you could say. He was complicated, highly intelligent, maybe like many highly intelligent people. He had many facets to his character. He was underestimated by a lot of people in America due to a number of factors. He had a very poor command of the English language, especially verbally. Wasn't able to communicate his ideas. He was a very generous, self-effacing person, too, in many respects, in that he opened his home up to many Italian emigres, took advantage of him. They did. He got nothing from them. Then he got involved with the American capitalist entrepreneurial system when he was here. They took advantage of him. He wasn't knowledgeable about how the system worked. He had poor managerial skills. He trusted the wrong people, too many of the wrong people, let's say, people that couldn't help him. And he had a lot of tragedies in his wife. His wife had a serious illness. He had a serious accident. And he was a man who overcame a lot of tragedies in his life and a lot of obstacles and never gave up. Unfortunately, he never got the patent for the telephone, which was given to Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, and that's the main focus of why we're here today, I believe, and talking about Mr. Meucci.
Well, just to give an idea of the time frame of all this, he actually invented the telephone. If that's not, correct me if I'm wrong, but in 1849 he actually invented the telephone.
Well, yes.
He filed a patent, or what was a technical term of intent, which was on 1871. How he discovered this, this was discovered, was he was actually giving electric therapy for illnesses. They did that back in those days, and he noticed a voice transmission while he was doing this. The transmission was then further refined, and it developed into his actual invention. He was poor in terms of management. He had some management problems, but on the other hand, his technical abilities were state-of-the-art, and his ability to just persevere, his tenacity was unbelievable. And he went until his 90s continuing this quest, which shows not only a constitution for achievement, but of a tremendous motivation. He had problems with a lot of people that surrounded him. His wife sold off his inventions. Like you said, many of his closest advisors and friends were basically never really contributed to help him. And money was a major problem. Ted, can you tell us, in terms of the person, it wasn't just this. He was advanced in many different areas.
Yes.
Could you give us some
Yes, I
further
can.
information on his other achievements, accomplishments?
Well, yes, I have a list here, which is next to me, in front of me, of things that Mr. Meucci accomplished in other fields, other inventions. He did a lot of inventions, innovations, discoveries, and he received numerous patents from the U.S. Patent Office, but not the patent for the telephone. He started this history of invention in 1825, according to this list, with a chemical compound to be used as an improved propeller in fireworks. And it continued. There's a long, long list, almost